there were all of these indicators that suggested that maybe innovation itself has just been reinvented. Good is out, exceptional, layered, and dynamic value rules the day.
If you're great, you will create a discipleship and a following that is unbelievable. My wife would say stuff to me like, the trash is full. And I would think, totally. And so, right? So like the next day, I'm out looking for bigger trash cans. Duh. Who doesn't know that, right? Now, the problem is that most people don't really put together a plan. And maybe you don't need a customer service plan. Maybe you really don't need it, because these guys know what they need to do. I mean, they've got a truck, and the truck needs to go back on its wheel. Why do you need a plan to do that? I mean, anybody knows that you get it together, you put it on its wheels, and everything's going to be fine. Ish. The other thing that innovation superstars do, and I just love this, is they create amazing places for people to work. And they honor and respect and genuinely love the people that work there. Oh, do they hire salespeople? Of course not. Why would you hire salespeople? Everybody hates salespeople. So what they do is they hire disciples of the religious order of Apple. Right? Have you ever talked to these guys? It's like they're scary sometimes, right? But they're not selling you anything. They just love the stuff so much. I was researching this book. I was disappointed and surprised to find that my colleagues in the management consulting space were propagating over 170 different forms of so-called innovation management systems. And these systems were designed to take organizations to a new level of innovation. The problem is that these systems were not, in fact, innovation management systems. They were risk management systems. The baseline level of expectation is where most companies live, and it's the beginning of the end. Now, the first problem is, do you know where you live in the customer value strata? In chapter 3 of my book, I found one of the most commonly used lists of why innovation fails. And it wasn't until, and I think the list is 72 items, it wasn't until 42 on this hierarchy of problems with innovation. It was item number 42 where they finally used the word customer. Really? Wow. In-N-Out Burger is an incredible company. Now, let's just take a look at the technology and the product. The first thing they do is they make a bread called a sponge bread, which is the hardest bread to make on the planet, and it also goes bad really quick. Just like our buddy at Ken Grossman at Sierra Nevada Brewery, they made a decision to do something because it served their customer. They figured out the technology later, but they created a sponge bread that is out of this world. They also have engaged custom growers to grow their lettuce, their tomatoes, and their onions. You will never find a bad tomato, onion, or lettuce ever at In-N-Out Burger. They're hiring chief listening officers. And the reason that's good news is the organizations that have learned to participate, to co-create, and to collaborate in the digital sandbox in an authentic way, not as a corporation, but genuinely in an authentic way to communicate with these digital tribes, they are developing extremely relevant products. The hard part is knowing what to invent. In fact, 85% of all consumer products fail in the marketplace because they don't understand and connect and collaborate with the very customers they serve.